I recently got a request for beginner club tutorials, so I'm starting a mini-series on easy club tricks that you can learn. The focus of this tutorial is how to throw a club from the wrong side. Now, why would you want to learn this trick? In the process of learning how to throw from the wrong side, you're also going to learn how to go from this to this. And this is super useful if you ever mess up in the middle of a pattern where you're passing clubs. And it's something I never really knew how to practice until I did these wrong side throws. The only prereq for this trick is juggling 3 clubs in a cascade. As usual, the trick is just to start with 1 club. The tricky part about wrong side throws is this is really not the side that the club is meant to be thrown from. The body side of the club is pretty wide. In this step, you need to get used to catching and throwing from the widest part of the club. Wrong side throws go about the same height and spin at about the same speed as regular throws. You should also note that clubs are top heavy, which means that you might need to use a little bit more energy to make the throw. Another thing to note is that if you catch the club like this, it's going to start falling towards you like that. As usual, when you're juggling clubs, try to be as safe as possible. Practice doing one-side throws back and forth with both hands. Once that feels solid, you're going to move on to the 2 club exchange. Practice starting with your dominant hand. Practice starting with your non-dominant hand. And practice alternating sides. Now at this point, you probably thought I was going to say to pick up a 3rd club, but there's a problem. There's no easy way for me to release 2 clubs from one hand when I'm holding both of them from the widest part of the club like this. I also experimented with doing this, but this just didn't work very well. Instead, you're going to get into the trick by using half spins or 1.5 spins. A half spin looks like this. And a 1.5 spin looks like that. It's super useful to know how to do half spins or 1.5 spins because they allow you to correct in the middle of the pattern. In other words, if you catch a club like this, you can just use a half spin or 1.5 spin to have the club like that on the next throw. In this tutorial, I'm only going to demonstrate how to do 1.5 spins because I can only do half spins in the middle of a pattern when I'm trying to do a flat and I mess up. So, the principles of height and spin apply to both half spins and 1.5 spins, and really any spin that you're doing with clubs. Your arm movement determines how high the club goes, and your wrist movement determines how fast the club spins. For instance, you can do a single spin that's really low, like that. I used a lot of wrist and none of my arm. You can also use all of your arm and none of your wrist, and you can do a flat, like that. When you're doing half spins, 1.5 spins, doubles, etc., you want to make sure that the extra height comes from your arm and not your wrist. Practice 1.5 spins from the handle side. And practice 1.5 spins from the body side. Now you're going to do the 2 club exchange again with 1.5 spins, or half spins. From the handle side, practice starting with your dominant hand first and your non-dominant hand first. Then do the same thing starting with the body side of the club. Start with your dominant hand, and then practice starting with your non-dominant hand. Now it's time for that 3rd club. First, we're going to just practice this trick in a tennis pattern. Start from a regular cascade, and when you feel ready, do a 1.5 spin or a half spin. Then you'll catch 1 club on the wrong side. Practice just doing that 1 club as a wrong throw back and forth. When you feel ready, do another half spin or 1.5 spin, and you'll be back to a regular cascade. The next step is to make all clubs wrong side throws. I think the easiest way to get into this trick is to do 3 1.5 spins in a row from your dominant hand. Then do 3 1.5 spins again to get back into the regular cascade. The last step is to get into the trick as quick as possible. Start from a regular cascade, then do 3 1.5 spins in a row. 1, 2, 3. Do the same thing to get back to the regular cascade. 1, 2, 3. Now I want to talk about some problems that you might run into. It's just hard to catch on this side of the club. Sometimes you think you've caught it and then it slips out of your hands. Go back to the 1 and 2 club exercises and make sure that you're really comfortable on those, and then work your way back up to doing 3 clubs. Another challenging part of this trick that I mentioned earlier is that clubs are top heavy. In the beginning, don't try to run the pattern for too long because it's actually pretty tiring, or it's more tiring than you would expect from juggling 3 clubs. After I did 3 1.5 spins in a row, my brain kept wanting to do 1.5 spins continuously. What helped me was to think 1, 2, 3, normal, normal, normal. Next week, I'm going to show you how to do another beginner club trick. Keep practicing and have fun. Hey Max. No, that's fine. No need to come. It's nice and fits your hand easily. Okay.